What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Profab Headers and Exhaust, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, SRI Performance, and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. What is going on, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot this week, racing-wise at least.
Well, we ain't had nothing racing-wise. Sterling's not with us this week. He's on his honeymoon in Antigua. We got him married off there Saturday. Had a very nice wedding.
Didn't rain any, did it?
No, it was perfect out there. It was real nice. It was, and you know, I'm a wedding DJ too. So we were trying to figure out. I was like, all right, how can I play the music and all that fun stuff for the wedding and be in it?
Yeah.
So that was a fun experience trying to do that. But my wife, Kayla, came through and helped. Fortunately, she could kind of, where we had the speaker set up was kind of right behind where I stood. So I just kind of gave her some hand signals. She took care of it. So
Sweet.
Teamwork, made a dream work. So we got it all worked out. But no, we had fun. It was a good wedding, good time out there. It was weather was great all weekend and all that fun jazz. So yep, got him married off and had the rehearsal there.
Where's that?
Friday night at their farm. The Blackman Hewitt Ranch over there. They have their own brand and everything.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Cool.
They built a barn, had it out there. So it was super nice, super beautiful. They got a pile of land out there that Mary Stevens' dad farms, and so super, super nice. It was fun. We had fun. Had a good time, and they rushed off right after the wedding, and
said he had to drive to Charlotte and
yeah,
all that good stuff.
Yeah, so they got on the plane, I think 7:00 Sunday morning. So by the time we got done, cleaned up, I think they ran to the house, changed clothes, and turned around and drove to Charlotte because I think they had to be there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Their international flights, you got to be there
Right,
2 hours, 3 hours early.
Yeah. So I said, y'all getting a hotel anywhere? He said, nah, we just going straight to the hotel. I said, well, I mean, straight to the airport. I said, yeah, well, not much use, is there?
Yeah.
Just go to the airport, and get in there, and catch you a nap.
I guess.
I mean, that's all you
Not
can
bad.
do.
Yeah. Sure.
Get a nap on the
Sure, it's
flight.
worth it once you get there.
About a 2-hour flight, I think. So
Oh, really? That's not bad at all.
no,
Is it a one-way flight? It's straight from Charlotte?
should be.
Wow.
I think it was. Pretty sure it was. So
Cool.
So, but yep, we had a good time. We played a couple songs on the guitar and all that fun stuff, and
Awesome.
everybody had fun. Get him to tell all about it when he gets back. So, what about you? What did you up to this weekend?
Not a whole lot. School as usual, and did a little bit of work on the car.
Did
You know, kind of decided to straighten out the door. We had a new door sitting there, but it's kind of like at this point in the season, and you know, with the class we race in, it's bound to get
No sense.
messed up again. I mean, yeah. So we were able to.
That's the same door that's caught it a couple times this year.
That door, it's over. Yeah. It's been.
It's fell off
tire
the jack on
marks
that
and,
door.
yeah.
Yeah, everything.
It don't look pretty, but it
working.
looks all right.
I wouldn't change it at this point. No.
The right side door's clean. So that's I say that's
that means you doing all right.
yeah. That's how they race me versus how I race them. So we got that going. Thought about taking a car over there Friday to practice a little bit, but didn't have a pair of our shocks, and just decided we'd get our stuff together before dealing in a couple weeks. So messed around with that a little bit, watched some football, and that's about the main part of it.
There was some foosball going on. How about the Gamecocks?
I found
we look good.
I mean,
I know we lost. I know we
yeah.
lost, but I'm okay with that. We
even telling myself when we were up 14-3, you know, you try to stay grounded. You know, you're not supposed to win the game. You know, you don't want to let yourself. It's hard not to believe though. You know, it's like
Sterling,
you can do it. Just finish it.
Exactly. Sterling was talking about, we about to get killed. We about to get killed because we had it turned on before the wedding and stuff. And he's like, we're gonna get killed. I said, no. I said, this is what's gonna happen. I said, we got killed against North Carolina.
Yeah.
I said, we did not look that great in the first half, especially against Furman. I said, we'll go to play Georgia. I said, all of a sudden, we'll look great. We'll look like a different team.
That's the kind of games we'll win.
Exactly. I don't know how we do it. I mean, just like years ago, I know a lot of us old school fans, we still live off this. Years ago, we didn't beat hardly anybody all season. I think we lost Kentucky, and I think even Vanderbilt that year played Vanderbilt close, and then beat Alabama when Alabama was number 1.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, how?
know.
But that is
But
how. It doesn't matter what coach is there.
Yeah.
That's how we always are. I don't get it, but
I took a lot of hope from that. They looked a whole lot better. Even in the loss, they looked
our offensive line
10 times better.
Yes, it looked a ton better. Spencer had plenty of time to sit back there and kind of, I mean, still made some throws, but I mean,
Most of it, he was pretty on
but that's what I was fixating.
Yeah.
Most of it,
once it got desperate near the end, it was bad.
Yeah.
And I think, now I'm not saying that it had been the difference between winning and losing, but when they started raining heavy second half and they knew we couldn't run the ball, it was just, there were several drops that were like, that could have been first down and that could have really helped us out.
That's the problem that we have as opposed to a national championship team in Georgia is they got so much depth.
Yeah.
And any team that plays them, I don't care who you are, but us, we've been in the lower part of the SEC. I mean, for years. So it's just, I don't know. It's not like we got the depth that they have.
And that's kind of what happened. That's what it felt like. It just kind of wore us down, and it was just, what do you do? Didn't help that we lost, Juice Wells right after his first touchdown there.
And I didn't. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
I think. Well, he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Off and on. They said he broke a bone in his foot.
Did he break a bone?
That's what they thought.
He was all dancing and everything else. He was good to go, and all of a sudden you see him over there can't walk. And
yeah.
I was like, man.
That was tough, but
yeah, it stinks.
I think, but at least I see most of the schedule. We can win now.
We can.
After North Carolina, I was like, I don't know who we're going to beat.
Yeah, that was.
Now we can't. I think we can win. Will we win every one? I doubt it, but
it's kind of like
some of the other teams don't look as daunting now.
It's kind of like Days of Thunder when they come up and say, whatever we do this point out, we win Daytona. Yeah, we're like that with Clemson, though. It's like, whatever we do this point out, beat Clemson.
For real.
So so we hope that's the case. They still have not looked the best either.
No. No team this year
but that's what
is elite. There's no elite team.
There's not. And as much as I talk bad about it, I think at the same time that is the positive of all this NIL stuff, because you got teams buying good players. Is essentially what you got. You got teams that came from nowhere buying good players, and I like the fact that there's parity among all the teams, and there's so many teams out there that can win.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I hate that whole NIL stuff.
It's not terrible. It can't go any further. But But it will.
It's
going to eventually.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to. They're never going to keep it there.
No.
But
shoot, that's pretty much what Texas is and all these schools that are just
they've done it for
loaded.
Years. And that's what happened. All the elite teams. I mean, we all know it. The Alabamas, the Auburns, I'll probably even throw Georgia in there. Texas, like you said, USC
West,
as we call it, the Southern California. For many, 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 many years, they were paying players under the table. I mean, and some of them got caught. I mean, so it's not like it's not a proven fact. Some of them got caught doing it. So is something else. But anyway, guys, well, we want to go back to the phone here. We got a gentleman that was on here last week. We'll come back for part 2, Mr. Robert Powell. Robert, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, David?
I am absolutely wonderful for Monday. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm hoping this is going to come in a little clearer. I got a different location to maybe it'll come in. I had a lot of people tell me that it kept going in and out last week, but I know it was my phone.
Oh, we good to go.
Does it sound better today?
Oh, yeah, you sound good. Sound perfect right now.
Great.
Good to go. All right, Robert. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it with you, buddy. We're gonna we talked about last week. All your successes back in the '80s with the the Winston National Series, everything that you done. You had so much success in racing. Coming through the '90s, still had success. Dropped off with the Bush team and stuff, but still had success at Martinsville, Myrtle Beach. So many tracks, man. You still had plenty of success. And that's kind of where we left off last week. We went there. So
Right.
I want to kind of get into the 2000s portion, man. This is where we don't want to. Like we said last week, man. If your story can help just one person, it has done its job. I do believe that is one thing I truly believe. So this starts being the point where where everything it seems to take a turn from looking at it from the outside in. So let's pick back up there early 2000s. Even there in the early 2000s, we'll go ahead. You had some run-ins with the law, and that's how you're still racing, but you started having some run-ins with the law. So what was going on there?
Yeah, well, the lifestyle that I was leading was very toxic. I mean, I had a problem with drugs for a long time, and and then I got into some trouble and got on probation and couldn't do the things that they needed me to do on probation. So I ended up getting a sentence to do 3 years at the South Carolina correction facility, and I made it through that. I only had to do like 15 months for good behavior, and and I was a good inmate. I didn't get into no trouble, and that's when I got over my drug addiction. As far as I'm always going to be an addict, I guess you'd say, but as far as my use of doing the drug I was doing, which was cocaine, and during that time I ended up getting clean on that, and it's still been like 9 years since I've done that, 8 years, something like that, since I've touched any cocaine. But
Awesome.
so anyway, so I got out of that, and I come home and did good for like 2 years. Went and lived with a friend of mine in Ridgeland, South Carolina, and worked at the Disney Resort as a supervisor. And he saved my life. That was Sean McElhaney. He absolutely just put all his faith in me, and we're still best friends to this day. He owned a truck that I drove for a while, and we're still in very, very close contact. But I went to work with him and living with his family for like 2 years, and then I ended up getting with Paragon, and still clean. But got with Paragon, which is Dusty and Tanner and Scotty. They put me to work with them working on their race cars. So when I moved to North Carolina, I got with a female friend that she was an addict, and I ended up started selling drugs and thought 'cause I had to do that to keep up with the habit that she had. But anyway, I'm not blaming nobody but myself. It was all on me. But anyway, so I got through. I went to work for Paragon up in North Carolina, and we did good. Just anyway, and I got with a female friend, and I ended up getting busted for selling drugs, and on a couple of different occasions, and anyway, it just all built up to where, I started playing with methamphetamines, and anyway, once you're an addict, you need to be abstinent, not think you can do things. Anyway, so I started doing that, and that just got me deeper into the game. That the drug game is just very toxic, very, very degrading. It's just a bad place to be, but you get tied up in it, and it's hard to get out of it. And I wasn't racing as much. I was helping people. I went to work with Strom Altman for years as his crew chief, and we won a lot of races. He's, but I was not. I was just doing the wrong things I wasn't being the person I needed to be, in and out of racing or whatever I was doing.
I got you.
Nothing was secure, and then I went and lived with my dad in Florence for a couple of years and got cleaned out again, and just but I somehow always ended up going back to the same people and places and things, and that's where my problems came in. And but as of right now, I'm absolutely 100% clean. I've been clean for 14 months now, and
Awesome, man.
still going strong, still, But I mean, I couldn't do it without the good Lord's help. I mean, I've prayed so much, and I go to meetings. I do all the right things instead of the times I used to go out and run around and try to make money doing selling drugs or whatever I was doing. Now I work. I work all the time. I drive a wrecker for a company, JG Towing in Charleston, and I have my race team that we've been successful. Like I said last week, I haven't run it like 6 times and got like 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, and a win. So I mean it's pretty impressive. But to my standards, I mean I still look at it like I need to win all the time. When I know you can't win all the time nowadays. So that's what I like to tell all the young people is you can't get I don't think anybody should go to the racetrack if they don't think they can win. So, but you got to go and have fun, and it'll happen if you put my problem was in racing was that's all I did. I mean, when I raced, that's all I did. I didn't work. All I wanted to do was race, and and I'm sure that's where some of the success come from was because everything I did was about racing, but it also was a curse to me because I lost a lot of families. I didn't get to spend time with my kids like I should have. I got around wrong people. So, you got to put everything in perspective. And my life now is about putting everything in perspective and keeping my head up and not focusing on the past because the past is the past, but I believe that you can, I don't think nobody should go out there and get in trouble just so they can, have hardship in their life so they can enjoy the good things. But for me, I got enough hardship in my life that I appreciate every good thing that happens to me.
That's right. That's right. And it does. It puts a. I mean, you don't want anybody to have a hard time, but it does put a different perspective on things. I completely understand that.
It does. You was asking me last week about what race I remember that meant a lot to me, and I thought about it all week. And I think probably the biggest that touched me more than anyone was the Father's Day race the year that my dad passed, and I went to Florence with a Henry Leggett's car, and it was by far not probably one of the big money cars that was there, and I had gotten to somebody and spun him out the first lap, and I had to go to the back, and I come from the back. It was my birthday, and it was the very first Father's Day, and I ended up coming from the back and winning the race, and I think that was great.
We actually got the picture from Victory Lane on the screen right now.
That's the one that I think that touched my heart more than any of them. Martinsville again was very special. The national championship was very special, but I guess maybe because it's just my dad. My dad was he's like everything to me. He was like every single ounce of me was my dad.
Well,
so.
For sure, man. But I want to ask about that a little bit. As you stated just a little while ago, and I don't want to just harp on all the bad stuff, but we do want to talk about it here.
Well, it's part of the good stuff. The bad stuff leads to the good stuff.
That is exactly right. Exactly right. But I want to go back. 2014 was a tough year for you. Running some races at the first of the year. That's the same year you got sentenced to a prison stay there. But before that, your dad had even suspended you from the track, or you got suspended from Florence Motor Speedway, that track that your dad owned.
Do you want the truth to that?
I do. That's what I was going to ask. I mean, I know right. Sometimes some things just have to look a certain way to appease some people too. But
the truth to that was I love my dad so much, and he was hard for me to race at his racetracks, especially in the later years, because every time I'd go there, I would win, and people would give him such a hard time, and I wouldn't show it there much. But when I did go, I'd win pretty much just about every time. And I had won the week before, and I was driving Ronnie Daniels' car, and he was telling me, son, you're killing my racetrack because people would complain. Killing my racetrack, you come there, people are going to complain, and I went there with Ronnie Daniels' car, and I won. The next week, I come back with Ronnie Daniels' car again, and I wasn't running good. Like we were getting beat, and a guy had spun me out or got me loose or something. So after the race, my dumb self, the only time I've ever done this in my whole life, my dumb self, the guy tells me it's this car right there coming by you. And he told me the wrong car, and I spun him out. So it was Jeff Melton. I'll never forget it. It was Jeff Melton, and the guy comes on the radio. You spun the wrong car out. I said, oh my God, my daddy's gonna kill me. My daddy. And the first thing I thought was my dad. So he come down there, son. He said, son, how do you expect me to do this? How do you expect me to cover the, to not do anything? I got to do so. I said, Dad, just suspend me. I said, I'm not running no more anyway, because I'd already decided that was the last time I was going to go there, because it caused him problems every time I went. And I said, just go ahead and suspend me. Just, that'll help you, and it ain't going to hurt me. I mean, I'm okay. He said, you sure? He said, because once I suspend you, now I got to hold up to it. I do what I say I'm going to do. I said, Dad, just suspend me. I said, I mean, I deserve it. Shoot, I run over a guy after the race, the wrong guy at that. So that's where that come in. And again, I shouldn't, because I did hurt my dad a lot at that racetrack, because, I mean, really, we won a lot of races. I mean, and when I come down, I didn't cheat, and everybody, and this is another next thing, is everybody always talks about cheating, that I cheated. I can't say I never did things to get an advantage, but as far as blatantly cheating, like my dad would let me come there and run tires, or my dad would let me do this or this. My dad was harder on me than he was anybody at that racetrack.
I can believe that.
So now, and they would get, and it would, and he wouldn't have suspended anybody else. Nobody else would have got suspended for that. They'd have got in trouble. Well, he'd have, fined them or something. But I told him, just go ahead and suspend me. So that's the whole story to that. Okay.
Well, good. See, now it's out there. And what I want you to let us know too, also, is, man, we have probably had the biggest reaction off of having you on the show as we have had
Definitely.
anybody. Actually, like I said, you were probably one of the most requested guests to get on here. But in this area, for sure, you were for many years, you were probably one of the biggest polarizing figures in this area. I kind of put you up against, like, the Kyle Bushes of South Carolina right here. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
and there are people, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this myself. There are people, and there was only a select few. There wasn't many, but you could tell there were people who were genuinely happy for you getting clean, getting your life straight, and being happy for your career and everything else. But then you had these handful of people that you can just tell, they knew the old you. And
right.
It's like they cannot let go of that. I mean, what do you say to those people?
Well, I mean, I try not to let myself get. I used to let it bother me real bad, because, but then I look at the whole picture, and, I'm a human being, and people make mistakes. Okay. I mean, people make mistakes every day. Mine absolutely were a lot of big mistakes. And if I would have been just a normal person on the highway that did the things I did, you'd never hear about it. You'd never know about it. But I was a public figure that people looked up to, and I let people down. So I understand their hatred or but as far as me doing better for myself, I got to do better for myself continuously. I can't just go on today, I mean, I know I live one day at a time, but still I'm worried about 15 years down the road. How am I going to feel? How's people going to look at me? And
That's
sooner
right.
or later, maybe they'll forget the bad things. And, but there's always going to be people that always try to bring good people down. I mean, that's life. There's haters in life that I can't change it. All I can do is change myself and change the way I perceive myself to other people as honest and truthful, and try to help the next person. I mean, I every day I try to help somebody. I mean, and that's what I want to do. Whether it's if I'm at a store and I see a homeless guy standing there on the corner counting his change, I'll go out of my way and I'll go give him $2. And the first thing I say is, please don't buy alcohol or drugs with it, or I'll hand them $5. Just maybe that helps the next person. And because you can't receive blessings if you don't give blessings. So,
That's
and I
right.
believe that.
That's right. Amen there. Amen there. We had a comment on here real quick. John Whittington want us to tell you hey, and he was he's proud of you.
Yeah, that's Johnny Mack. That's my
Yep.
That's my brother. That's my brother's biggest supporter, CP3.
Yep.
He's my brother's biggest supporter. We've had some good times at Myrtle Beach Speedway. being their competitor against them, and I beat them a lot, but they beat me a whole lot. And we used to always go to Johnny's house after Myrtle Beach races and spend the night there. Me being the outsider, but Johnny welcomed me always, and we had some great times. But Johnny's probably one of the best spotters I've ever witnessed my life with. So.
That's what I was fixing to say. That's what he asked a little while ago. Is he wanted to know who the best spotter you ever knew was, and apparently it's him, eh?
Well, Johnny Mac, he spotted for Charles just about Charles's whole career in the '90s, and they won a lot of races, and a lot of that had to do with Johnny being the spotter. I believe that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
He wasn't good enough to spot him. He wasn't good enough to spot him to beat me, but you know,
Can't do with so much.
he couldn't do with so much, right?
Oh, fun. Man, you talked about coming back on that Father's Day race and winning after your dad passed away. Man, that had to be a rough year for you. What first of all, what were your thoughts when your dad decided to sell Florence Motor Speedway? I know y'all had been through it before with Somerville, and now he decided to sell Florence Motor Speedway and completely get out of it. What were your thoughts when all that was going on?
Well, I wish he'd have done it earlier than he did do it, because he put his whole life into it, and races are different. There's no loyalty in racing pretty much anymore, and and they give my dad such a hard time, and I mean he was a hard person to be with at the racetrack to talk to, and Powell was Charlie Pass. They call it Charlie's World and all that, and I knew my daddy better than most people, better than anybody, I'd say, because I spent my whole life with him. I mean, everything I did good was with my dad. Everything that I went through bad, he was with me. So I seen his health not getting real good, and and he had worked his butt off his whole life doing the racetrack, and I wanted him to get out years before that, but it never come to fruition. Then it's so sad that finally he got it sold, and then COVID got him, and it's real sad that he didn't get to enjoy the not having a racetrack, enjoying his life a little bit. But that was his life, so I can't look at it at that, because he breathed and fleet racing. I mean, that's all he did. I mean, whether it was for his kids or whether it's for the racetrack or whatever he did, he was all about racing.
That's right. I actually a year, well, I don't remember how many years go back, but when they decided to when he kind of leased out the track before, and they had built the go-kart track over there, I went with some friends and that were leasing the go-kart track out, and I was trying to help them run it. And on the weekends that the big track wasn't running is when we ran the go-kart track, and I was trying to help them run it. Bosie Lane had it, and Bosie Lane hired your dad to come out there and just work the track, and you could tell he loved it, and there was something about I will say working that dirt, he loved that.
He loved that motor. He learned to run that motor grader on his own. He never had no training. He never worked in he got that motor grader in Somerville, and he absolutely learned on his own how to grade a race, and he could grade a racetrack better than anybody I've ever seen. It was amazing what he could do. My dad was bigger than life. He could do anything. There's nothing that man couldn't do.
That's right. We seen it many times.
But speaking of the Father's Day race, the last race I ran this year, it was a Father's Day race also.
That's right.
that I won.
That's right.
I mean, you can't tell me the good Lord ain't looking down and blessing me. I mean, so.
That's exactly right. So that's what I wanted to get to, man, is moving past, all the time that you spent in addiction and now coming out of it. Man, when you're going back to these racetracks now and going there and running good and having, you got to be having fun when you're winning at least. Does it seem to mean a little more to you?
It does. It does. The race, I haven't raced since I won, and that race was like so special because me and Mark Day, which is my partner on my race car, I just decided that I needed to get a race car. I was renting race cars, late models, and I was spending a lot of money that I shouldn't have been spending, but I saved my money. I don't spend any money on anything. I don't spend any money on anything other than my race car, and I was so proud to have my own race car so I could do my own thing. And it was a situation that now looking back, I appreciate the things that I did that were they seem so much easier than they are now. I could go to the race, I could go anywhere and I could win, and I never looked back and said, golly, that was pretty awesome. I thought it, but I didn't appreciate it. Like that one win I got the trophy in my house. It's a little trophy, but it's a Florence Motor Speedway Father's Day Winners Trophy, and I am very, very proud of that. I'm so proud that I can still win races, and when I come back, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna do anything. I always do 100%, but I'm gonna get myself in a little better shape so I can. I'm just so out of shape that because I eat all the time. I eat all the time, and all I want to do is eat and race, and now I work, so I work, and I work at nights. It's hard to lose weight when you work at nights, but anyway, all that being said, it's just I appreciate the racers more than I ever did before because I'm doing it all on my own, and how hard it really is. It's so hard, Connor. I feel for you, son. For you. I put you on my back. I wish I could help you get to where you're trying to get to, and maybe I can one day. Maybe just something I say or do, or maybe you'll see me do something that maybe will help you, because that's all I want to do. I know I might not be in the seat much longer, but I may be there for 10 more years. I don't know. That's the good Lord. I just put it in the good Lord's hand. Whenever He's ready for me to quit, I'll quit, but I don't know how I'm ever going to quit.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't know how I'm ever going to quit. I don't know how I will ever quit.
That is the one thing that I will say, and probably better than most, and that us racers probably have in common with addicts. We can't quit it.
Nope.
No, we can't quit. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I just don't know how to. People can say I quit this year because of this and that, but I didn't quit. I just stopped. And I'm focusing more on my recovery. I'm focusing more on when I do go back, things will be maybe at a better playing field than what it's been, and I'm not one to go to the racetrack knowing that I can't win, and pretty much the situation, the hand that was dealt to me with the rules and the and the situation and everything. It's just not a good fit for Robert Powell to be there. And I was it's hard for me to say but really I don't want to go to the racetrack if I can't win, and pretty much the hand is dealt to me. It was impossible. It's hard to beat somebody when they're really, really, really good, but then when the rule situation, the way the rules played out, it just put me in a hole to where I wasn't prepared to go to a racetrack knowing I couldn't win, and I'm just not going to do it, so.
Yeah, me and Connor's
kind of
me and Connor's both been kind of in that situation this year.
And I was talking to my brother Charles. Me and him sat down and talked the other night, and I said, Charles, we've won our whole life in racing. I said, how fortunate we are and how blessed we are. I said, but how do you think these other people are that go to the racetrack every week? Do you think they're going to win? And I'd like to know that. Because I always knew that if I went to the racetrack, I had a chance to win. There's 15 or 16 other people out there. I'm sure, I hope that they think the same thing. But then again, I think there's people that go just to have fun, and that's just not, and fun is fun, but to me, fun is winning.
I feel you there. I feel you there, man.
And you ain't got to win, but you got to be competitive. At least it ain't fun if you're not competitive. Connor, is it fun when you go out there and run 10?
No, not at all.
There's no fun to that. And Dennis Brown, he gets on me more than anybody. He says, Robert, you got to make this fun. I agree, it's fun, but I think I like winning more than I like driving a race car. That's my problem.
me and Dennis talked about it one night. We were actually at Florence, and me and him run second and third one night, and we battled and we passed each other. I think we figured in the last 10 laps about 7 times. And that is what he got out and said. I fortunately come out on top of it. I finished second. I didn't win, but I was still. But he just got out of the car. Man, that was the most FUN that I've ever had, as he says.
He loves FUN. That's all. As a dentist, I'm a try, buddy. I swear I'm a try, but it's hard for me to have fun if I don't run good.
That's right. Well, man, what I want to ask next is, and I think you kind of talked about it a little bit, but with everything that you've accomplished in racing, and with everything what you're doing now, man, when you come back, like you said, obviously, the goal is always to be competitive and win. But what's the big goal? What's the big goal? What else is there that you want to accomplish?
What my dream and my goal is at this point is to get my race team to be successful, look good, present itself as a positive for younger people, and I'm gonna eventually step down and hopefully I can start having race cars for people to drive that's affordable, not no $12,000 a race and stuff,
That's
because
right.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard for anybody unless your daddy's got millions of dollars. Then that's what the sport has come to. But my goal is to do it on a lower budget and have to where people can learn how to win. Anybody can race, but you got to learn how to win. And people can say winning ain't everything, but winning is the only thing. To me, winning is the only thing. And winning don't mean you take the checkered flag first. Winning is being successful, having fun, and making a good showing. And you know what I mean? That's winning to me. And not going out there running dead last, riding around in the back. That's not helping anybody. I don't believe. I don't believe that's helping. And I know people's got to run in the back. That makes the field up. But as far as Robert Powell goes, that's not what my goal. My goal is to help younger people be successful in racing, living right, doing the right thing during the week, so you can enjoy yourself on the weekend. That's my goal.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, man, it has been a awesome 2 weeks. Getting to know your story, getting to hear your version of everything, and get to the bottom of things that people have speculated about for years. Because you know, I've heard it. Connor's heard it. We've all heard it. Everybody at the racetrack. Robert Powell was named. Went around the racetrack, and there was a lot of people had a lot of opinions and and speculations, like I said. So it is awesome to hear from you, man, and get to the bottom of all that, to hear it from the horse's mouth, as they say. Because and I want to tell you, I appreciate you being candid and honest and just forthcoming with all of it, man.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. There's one thing I want to say too, is to these younger people that ever can doubt what perseverance pays off is Sean Graham, my stepbrother, which is my real brother. He's been with my family since we were 4 or 5 years old. I love the boy just like Charles. I mean, he's just like my brother. When he first started racing at Somerville, he struggled. He struggled. Finally, he got where he could win at Somerville. Me and him went to Nathan. Well, I was driving for Nathan Howell in Myrtle Beach, and I was winning pretty much a lot of the time. And Nathan, they went to the late model stock cars, and Sean needed to get away from Somerville because Daddy needed him to go. He won, and he was killing the racetrack there. So I said, well, let's put him in one of Nathan's cars. We'll go and we'll be a team, and I'll teach Sean how to drive. Sean come to Myrtle Beach Speedway, and he was absolutely terrible. He was terrible. And I got in his car the very first race, and it was a big race, and I won the race with it. And after that, we started going and practicing, and I'd be on the radio with him, and I'm telling you, that boy, I could tell him to run through the wall, and he'd run through the wall. I mean, if I said don't, I mean, I basically coached him the whole time starting his career right there at Myrtle Beach. By the time it was over, he was winning races all the time. He got him rides other places, and that's just something I want to throw out there because that's my goal, to help other people. And Sean appreciates it. He'll tell you to this day that Robert Powell is the one who taught him how to drive a race car. And I want to teach people how to drive a race car, but furthermore, I want them to be a better person, because racing is there's a lot of people look at you. You're in the limelight a lot, but you can't let that get you to where you think that you're above everything. And I think that's a lot to what happened to me was, I thought I was above everything, then I couldn't get in trouble. I could do what I wanted to do, but the good Lord has his hand on you, and he's going to let you make mistakes. He's going to give you, that's why he gives us free will to make mistakes, so.
Give us an inch, we'll take a mile in a heartbeat, won't we?
There you go.
Well, man, that's awesome, and that's some good words to leave with for everybody there, man. Well, First of all, I like I said, man, I appreciate you coming on here and being honest with us and forthcoming with everything as you have been, man. As I tell everybody, when you've been in addiction, and I've had many family members and friends that have been themselves. I mean, regardless, all the time, man, we're praying for you. We're praying for you every day to keep on with that battle.
I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate you having me on. Anytime that you want me to come on, all you got to do is let me know, okay? Or let Dennis Brown know. Dennis Brown stays on me. He keeps my head up. But anytime that you need anything from me, Connor, I still got my open door and my open ear for you and your dad. I love your family. Y'all been great. Y'all been there since the day I knew Jamie. It's always been Jamie Lee, Shelby Lee, and Pete. Don't forget about Pete.
I was thinking, don't forget Pete. Don't forget Pete.
Hey,
want to know.
Pete did not like no Robert Powell. I'm gonna tell you that. He did not like me for years, but now when we see each other, I think there's a lot of respect there, and Pete's come a long ways to me, and I mean I hope so, because I like Pete a lot. I mean, I agree. I didn't like him as much as he didn't like me. And that was just our competitive nature, but Pete's come a long ways, and I appreciate y'all's family, Connor. I mean, y'all are real racers. Y'all like me. Y'all come from way back, and you understand what really racing's about. And if I can help y'all in any way, I'd love to, okay?
Well, I appreciate that for sure.
And me and Connor have talked about this before. Me and Jamie really talked about it. And I know you probably remember it, but there was a really funny story that happened. It wasn't too funny at the time, but do you remember the night that Jamie went to, it was just a big miscommunication. Nobody realized what was going on, but Jamie went to go around your dad in the pace truck. And your dad tried to block him with the pace truck and about tore the bumper off the van, and it was hilarious.
No, that's not what happened, okay?
Well, that's what it looked like from the stands, because that's where I was sitting, and that's what it looked like.
Do you want the truth on that one?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Jamie Lee got flag for stopping. I don't remember what Jamie Lee did. I don't remember the gist of it, but I remember.
He told me they claimed he jump start.
Okay, and he would not get off. He would not get off the track, so Daddy went out there and spun him out with the. He did it on purpose. My dad did. I'm not telling you, Charlie Powell. Listen, Charlie Powell was a different person at that racetrack than he was away from the racetrack. I'm telling you, there's been times I'd go to the racetrack, I wouldn't need to speak to him. I'd wait on him to speak to me. I mean, he was that hard. But no, he spun Jamie Lee out on purpose with the pace. With I don't know. I think it was the van, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the van. It was a safari van.
It was the van. It sure was. I wasn't there that night, but I remember they told me. I said, "Dad, you are crazy." I said, "You can't do that." He said he wouldn't get off the racetrack. That's my racetrack.
I tell Jamie, I tell Jamie, he was like the how they said in Days of Thunder, go hit the pace car. Well, you hit the pace car. Well, actually, it hit you, but you hit the pace car.
He did. Hey, let me tell you about Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee's a good fella, but Jamie Lee, when he races now, Jamie Lee's a racer now.
That's
I'm
right.
telling you. I mean, I tell him all the time. He made me retire from Myrtle Beach Speedway. I mean, I was winning track championships. He come there that one year, and I could not beat him to save my life. I ended up getting fired because I got so disgusted. And Tommy Bird just said, "I'm gonna get somebody else to drive the car." I said, "Well, you might as well, because I can't beat him."
I remember, and I was talking to him about it not long ago. I remember him and Jim Reams got in it down at the beach. And that was there was jack handles coming and everything else.
Yes, sir. Jamie Lee, he's a nice, good guy, but you get him at that racetrack now, he's just like me. He's fireball, boy. You don't mess with him, he'll come right back at you.
Yeah. Oh, fun time.
I tell you,
I love Jamie though. Jamie's my buddy though. I love Jamie a lot.
Yeah,
he's a good guy, very good guy.
My granddad could have got a hold of Charlie that night though. Might not. The story might not have ended so good.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Shelby was something else now. Yeah, I always made a point to go talk to Mr. Shelby every time I saw him. Had a lot of respect for him, man. A lot of respect.
Good times, good times. All right, Robert.
Yes.
Well, man, I sure appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you at the track, man. But man, anytime you want to jump on and talk some racing, we're here. Anytime, man. We need to get you. I read on something that you have been on some iRacing a little bit, so we need to get you on there.
I'm on iRacing. I just now got my new pedals, and they didn't work, so I had to order. I ordered another cheap pair till I get my other ones back. But I've been trying to get back into it a little bit. Listen. I'm as bad on iRacing as on the racetrack. I've been suspended. I've been expelled from my rack. I ain't gonna tell you anyway, but I'm back on there now, and it's under my name, and I'm running a lot of the late model races, the fixed races. I got a long ways to go. I win some, but I'd love to know where y'all race. And if y'all ever, I always race the late model fixed. If y'all want to get on there, I'd love to have people get on there and race with me. TJ White got on there and raced with me some. My nephew Charles's boy, he's got I racing. Me and him raced some together. It's a lot of fun. But I had to step back from that for a while because I got kicked off and I run over people. They would spin me out. I go back and run over them under caution. They don't allow that.
I was fixing to say, you hit them under caution, didn't you? Or after the race.
Yeah. Or after the race, I run all up on top of them. It didn't matter. And I never did that when I raced, so I don't know why I guess because I never got spun out as much as I get spun out when I race.
Yeah, but it's so much easier on there. You can hit reset.
It is.
Oh, well.
Hey, I sort of looked at it too, like I started thinking, you know what? I was in the way, so they need to spin me out.
It's crazy though how serious and intense that can get, though, ain't it?
Oh gosh, it is. So look, my girlfriend, she won't even let me have a microphone. I finally got my microphone back. Because I'd be cussing them out. What gets me about the iRacing deal is you got these people on there and they're serious about it, but you know they'll move you out the way, but then you move them out the way and they go and protest you and this and that, you know. And I got really mad at that, so I just pretty much stepped back from it. But I'm back on it now, and I'm gonna start getting back. I think it helps, Connor. I think it helps a lot on the racetrack. I swear I do.
Connor's good at it. Connor's good on iRacing. He's
I'm okay.
Connor's good at it. See, I don't want to race nobody that good. They make me discouraged.
Well, we got. I'm the same way. We got a league going on right now, and man, there's some guys that's in this thing that are. I won't even race with them. I'm announcing it because I'm like, nah, I'm not that good.
Hey, like that Open, the late model Open.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they can be a second faster than me. I don't get it. I mean, I ain't that bad. I'm a race car driver. That's the way I look at it. I'm the best race car driver I think in the world. How are these people a second faster than me? And I know they don't drive a race car.
I was fixing to say, and that's what'll make you really mad about it is, you know, they never sit in a race car in their life.
It's crazy.
Exactly. Now they're a second faster than me, making me look stupid. But I got it. I get it. I mean, the first year I had it, let me tell you something. I had about 5,000 races.
Jeez.
I mean, I stayed on that thing 24 hours a day, and I got better, but I got kicked off so much because I just get mad. I just get so mad. But,
oh, that's great. All right, man. Well, we're going to have to get on there with you, but man, one more time, I appreciate you.
Send me a link to y'all's league. Maybe I can get in the league and learn something. I don't know.
We'll do it.
Willing to learn.
Come on.
We'll do it.
All right.
All right, brother. Well, man, we sure appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story with us. And man, I can't wait.
When is the fall spectacular at Dillon? When is that? Ain't they got a fall race at Dillon or something?
Yeah, it's usually middle to late October, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I looked on the schedule and it didn't show it on there, but that's normally when it is over there. So hopefully, we'll find. Because you need to come over and run it.
If everything goes good, my next 3 races will be Dillon and the fall and the next limited race at Florence.
Nice.
And then my dad's memorial race. I'm gonna try to run them 3. That's my goal, but not putting anything on it yet. But that's where I'm headed. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, we hope to see you out there, buddy.
Thank y'all for having me. Okay.
All right, man. Take it easy. Appreciate it.
Connor, tell you that I say hello.
Will do. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Robert Powell, the racing legend of the Southeast, I will say. He man has done a lot.
Oh yeah.
Been in a lot. Been to the top, back to the bottom, and working his way back up again. So like I said, we're proud of him. I know. Like I said, a lot of people had opinions of him that I think. I feel like I try to be a person that I'm not saying I won't get an opinion of someone, but I try to let them give themselves that that opinion. I don't try to just go off somebody else's word.
Yeah, hearsay opinions are always.
And I think that's what a lot of people have done. So it's glad to hear from him. Glad to hear everything he had to say. Talking about his racing, and who knows, here one day we might get into some more about it. It's always cool stories.
Always adding on to the story too.
That's right. So we'll see him at the racetrack, and and talk some more and all that fun stuff. So so we let's see, we had some racing. Speaking of iRacing,
Yep.
actually, let's get to some sponsors real quick before we get
It
into
might
that.
take a minute.
We might take a minute. We got to get another phone call in during that. So let's take a break here for for some sponsors. First of all, everybody, our friends over at ProFab Headers and Exhaust, guys. If you're wanting the best there is, exhaust wise for your race car, there is none other than ProFab Headers and Exhaust. They are quality that wins. And that's no joke, man. Cup cars,
Oh yeah.
Indy cars. I don't care what level of racing is that there is. They're there, and one of the biggest in the business. So, guys, if you want to up your performance on your race car, add some ProFab headers to it, and you will not regret it. Not only do they look good, not only do they sound good, but they will be the best performing headers for any application that you have, whether that be street stock, whether that be super late models, whether that be late model stock, whether anything, even every legend car now, FZ09, MT09s, they all run ProFab headers and exhaust. So y'all head over there and pick yourself up a set today. Also, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Guys, if you need some horsepower under your hood, you want to go real fast, head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. They can hook you up. I don't care. The same thing as ProFab headers and exhaust. I don't care what kind of application you got in. Street stock, late model, super late model, any of the dirt, modified, anything. Especially their crate program. That is one of their biggest programs for them is their crate deal. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, pick yourself up a motor to go under your hood, get your motor rebuilt, whatever you need. Call Earl, tell him we sent you. Get some time on his chassis dyno, and because there's so much you can learn when you put a car on chassis dyno. You can learn,
That's
a lot of
huge.
things through the drivetrain, that pulleys,
Oh.
fans.
Everybody's chasing after load numbers now.
That's exactly.
Load numbers.
Exactly. A regular engine dyno is good. Tells you good numbers, but if you really want it practical application of it, like you said, you can need to know them load numbers on that on that chassis dyno. Picks out a lot of gremlins that a lot of people can have. So so head over to our Ramey Racing Engines and get you hooked up today. All right, so what we got to talk about here is we had a race in the Chicken Bone Alley Fall Spectacular, presented by Fresh Chef 2023 edition. We raced dirt street stocks at Lanier.
Yep.
I don't think. Now, I'm going to put it out there, and Connor knows this. I'm going to put it out there. All these tracks and cars are voted on. Now, in saying that, I put tracks up there, they voted on tracks. I put cars up there, they voted on cars. I kind of
Trying to match them up.
I tried to match them up the best I could. Yeah, exactly. And I talked to you about it some, and
We pretty
it's
much
about
agree.
the best we could come up with.
Yep.
And it wasn't great. Now, in saying that, street stocks at Lanier are not a bad combination.
Nope.
Typically.
Usually, I mean, it's narrow, so you kind of want the slowest car,
Yeah.
so you have time to
Yeah.
react if something happens.
Yeah. We ended up having a caution or two.
It was eye pacing, as they like to say.
It was a 75 lap race. Caution laps did not count.
Yeah.
And I think it took about 45 minutes.
Yeah, we were getting close
50
to the
minutes,
time limit.
50 minutes.
It was
Yeah, we got an hour time limit on them. It took us about 50 minutes to run 75 laps on a track that we were turning, or y'all were turning 15, 16 second
something like
laps.
that. It was low.
Yeah, should have been running about 4 laps a minute.
We didn't run many full minutes of a lap.
Now, from your perspective, since you were in the race, what was the issue? Was it
Main thing is it was incredibly slick.
was it that?
I mean,
slick?
really, I was in the very first heat race, and I went to make a look under Adam Logo there to try to get a pass done, and I turned the wheel just a little too much into one, and I all but spun myself out.
I think you're the only one who didn't wreck in the race.
Yeah, one of the few.
No, I seriously think you're the only one. Who
I
did
pretty
not
much just
wreck.
had to back it down so I wouldn't, because I mean it was very, but that's how you had to run. You couldn't really move up high. There wasn't much. It just seemed like you weren't fast enough to go up there. It was still faster to go down the shortest radius.
Yeah,
but
that track always does that for some reason. I don't ever. I've only been on it a time or two, where all of a sudden the high side is fast.
which usually works to my advantage. I'm not good at running the high
I'm
side.
not either.
But it was just crazy slick. I mean, it was on ice basically. I mean, and I don't know. I thought about just saying, hey, let's back it down and make some laps. That's pretty much what you had to do. You couldn't dive it over your head because you weren't gonna have much chance to save it. That was probably the main thing I saw. It was just you had to be careful on the gas into the corner, and if you weren't, it was gonna go around on you before you had a chance to do anything about it.
Well, that sure happened a lot. It sure happened a lot. It was, and I noticed that. Do you think that Landy Moody said tire wear came into play? And I did ask somebody, and they said their tires were pretty good.
They were,
Which is new, kind of for the dirt
is.
side.
But we had caution from lap 1 all the way through, so I don't.
Yeah.
I
what
mean,
I
the
said.
tires were wearing. There was a factor for sure in the race. I mean, I could feel that my right rear was pretty well.
Now I will say,
shot.
and this is me. This is my doing in this. We run fixed setups on these guys. Excuse me. We run fixed setups, and what I do for every race, just so it's not a game on anything, is we fill them full of fuel. Do you think the full fuel, a lot of rear weight there? You think that? Because I've played with that in practice and I've noticed a little bit, but I guess probably on a slick track you notice it even more.
You did, but to me, fuel's not. You're gonna burn it off, so it's
Right.
not. That's a moving target. That's not gonna be
Right.
a solution. We got to get in the mindset. We got to make some laps. We got to
It was our first race.
look out for each other. Yeah, I mean, it
knocking
was
some rust off.
it was fun at times. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun.
Connor texted me, said we're never running this track again.
Yeah,
I said okay.
yeah. It was it was rough. It was, but I think we'll get a lot better. I think we got all of it out of the way. I think we're still gonna have a great season. Had a good car turnout. A lot of guys that are really good, which is what you like to see.
And we got some more good ones coming in. We had a few that were out this past week, actually. Well, quite a few that were out. There'll be a good handful back that we didn't have our buddy John Rogerio in there. Devin Morgan was not there,
Yeah.
so we had to
There's some feelings.
fill in on some teams. Even Jackson McLaren, he wasn't able to make it. He had some other stuff going on.
Hello.
So we're gonna go to the winner here, Mr. James Murphy. What's going on, man?
Not much.
How's it going today?
Seems to be doing the best. I'm down in the weather a little bit.
Uh-oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. So man, we were just sitting here talking about the race last week. You were able to I was gonna say sneak out of it, but it was not sneak. You were probably the fastest car the entire race. And it showed, but you did get into some trouble out there and were able to make your way back through the field. But man, I was just asking Connor. I said, what was we had a ton of cautions. I asked Connor what his thoughts were on why we had so many cautions. He said track was just super slick. What's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, the track was slick, and I guess people just needed to calm down and ride a little bit. It provided for good racing, but just a lot of cautions.
It definitely was a lot of cautions. Well, we were all right. Connor said we're not going back there anymore. He said we're done with that track. So since we're done with that track, what's the secret to getting around there that fast, man? Was it just hitting your mark on the? Because Connor said he had to go to the bottom, but it looked like you were up about a half lane above a lot of people.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep the car straight and apply the gas easy. I found a good little bit of grip, even though the track was slick, but you can find a little bit of grip patches in it. I found it. The Matt left me in a little lane up there, so I had to make it work.
Well, you and your Talking Dirt TV, I guess, teammate up there, Matt Pridgeon, y'all had a good show up front, man. Y'all put it on for a lot of it. Aaron Smith ran up front a good bit too, right with you guys, and I was talking to him on the broadcast about it. We were talking about that Aaron a couple years ago. He was not a dirt racer at all. He could not run dirt on iRacing. But he's stupid fast on an asphalt track. But he's come around and was running right there with you guys, and it actually made for a real good show up front, on the broadcast there.
Yeah, with it being that slick, it almost act like you was racing on asphalt.
Yeah, I could see that. You had to slow down so much just to roll through the corner. I could definitely see that. Well, man, beyond that, first of all, congratulations on the win. You were able to take home the $25 winners award from Powell Machine and Fabrication, and also you got the Fast Time Award.
Good night.
Yeah, so took home a little $30 prize for week one. That already basically covered your entry fee there, so that's good. Racing for $1,000 here. Our friend Tanya McAllister's on here, and NPM sponsored they're sponsoring the Restart Zone this year. So they had a pile of times in the Restart Zone. So but man, I want to ask you, you race in real life. You're another one of our guys that you're actually on the track on Saturday. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I started driving late models about 3 years ago, and we're slowly getting better. I finally got a newer car, and we've been somewhat competitive this year.
Awesome. You run over at Sumter, right?
Yeah, something mainly.
Okay. What kind of car you got? I know it's late model, but what kind?
Swartz race car.
What was that? I phone broke up there.
Swartz.
Okay, cool. So how long you been running?
I've been late models. I think this is my third year, and I've been racing, I think, 7 total.
Nice. Cool, man. All right, so let's go ahead and talk with you while you're on the phone here a little bit about the next race coming up, because you told me after the race the other night that you were like, man, I'm not looking forward to the asphalt side. So we got this week coming up back in street stocks, but it's gonna be the asphalt street stocks heading to Atlanta Super Speedway, we might as well say. Man, what you feeling going into that?
Yeah, I'm like the opposite of Aaron. I'm not really going to asphalt, but I'm pretty decent on dirt. I've done some street stock racing on the asphalt, so I'm pretty confident going in this week.
So how about the drafting style racing?
It honestly ain't gonna matter who's good where.
You don't think so, Connor?
I mean, maybe, but this ain't like running a street stock at South Boston. It's
not.
This is basically a glorified super speedway race.
This is Talladega.
Yeah,
Talladega.
They do race. They do draft pretty good though, from what I felt.
Yeah,
I like the way they kind of race in the draft.
Yeah, for sure. So how you feeling about the drafting style racing?
I've done a few with a different league, and we did decent. So I'm pretty good in the street stocks. If you get much past the street stocks, and I start losing confidence in myself.
Well, I think you'll be all right, man. This always been our fun thing about our league is we have so much diversity as far as our schedule in there, and just using you as an example because you won the first one. You got guys like you who are awesome on dirt. Then you got other guys who are horrible on dirt, but they might come up and be really good on asphalt, and it makes it it makes everybody want to get better at the things they're not good at. So it's always been fun about our league, and man, it's gonna be a good time. And as of right now, you're sitting as the points leader, so that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah. I just hope we can finish a decent spot and keep the points lead. Get back to some dirt racing.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. Well, I just wanted to get you on here real quick and congratulate you on your win there. And to everybody, tomorrow, Tuesday, if you listen on the podcast, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. will be the will be start time for the main. We'll probably be on there a little bit before that on Talking Dirt TV. We'll share it on our pages and all that good stuff. So man, I'm ready for Tuesday night there. Can't wait to see you out there, and just want to let you know, best of luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Mr. James Murphy, winner of week 1 of the Chicken Bone Alley Fall Spectacular at presented by Fresh Chef. You glad it's over? Are you glad we're going into this one? Which one are you? Or neither? Or neither.
I could gripe about the asphalt schedule some more if you want me to, but
we already done that enough.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a dirt-dominated season, which I mean, hey, I think there's enough wild card in it though, in dirt itself that I feel like consistency can be rewarded, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. It's just be consistent and run good where I need to run good at, and where I'm not good at, just finish top 10, top 5.
Yeah, that's I think that's gonna be the key. It always has been the key. I think Zach Stroop, our first season, he won the championship, or it wasn't our first season, might have been the second season. I can't remember. Anyway, he won off of getting one win the entire year. Yeah. He was consistent though. Yeah. He was finishing second and third every week. Come up last race and took home a win and won the series. But I will say we kind of adjusted the points since then. That's one thing that is different about this year. We've adjusted that. You basically get a 5-point bonus to win the race, but also the biggest thing this thing we changed, that we've had that the past couple of years, but now you get if you win a heat race, you get a point. Actually, I got to go in there and adjust him. For some reason, it didn't give him.
Count them.
No, it didn't count them. So the points aren't exactly right, but they're close. About the same people finished right around the same areas. But also, whoever gets the pole for this Atlanta race will get 1 bonus point.
And who knows who that's going to be?
Exactly. Who knows who it's going to be? But man, and they get guys get 1 drop race. So even if they weren't there the first week, they're not behind really. Now they got to run good every week, yeah. but you get 1 drop race. So it's going to be interesting, and who knows? And bonus points could come up and yeah, definitely count there.
It can swing it one way or the other.
And but yeah, guys, I want to thank all of our help that's come on with us this year for the Fall Spectacular. Fresh Chef for sure for being our presenting sponsor. Palmetto Machine and Fabrication for being our weekly winner prize there. Also, MPM Marketing, that they're always a great supporter of ours and everything we do, so we really appreciate Tanya over there. Northeast Auto Imports, also BJK Sports and BS Racing, both of them. H3 Photography, Rivertown Racing, our buddy Kel Maben over there. Kel had a rough week.
Yeah.
Kel had a rough week.
It's all right.
Love you, Kel, but you had a rough week. He knows it.
He'll rebound. I know he will.
He does. He runs. That's why I pick on him, because he's. And I want to give him a shout out because he's we picked on him because we told him he was the 50-year-old rookie in legend cars a couple years ago. He went out this weekend actually in his real legend car, won his heat race, finished third in the main. So
Sweet.
had a good job. And I'm gonna tell you what, they have a field of them up
I
there
bet. Yeah.
in Ohio. Well, every time they race, there's like 20, 30 cars up there
On
so-
dirt too.
On dirt. So congratulations to our buddy Kel Maven. That's what I'm talking about though. Is
Oh yeah.
somebody that can.
It doesn't always translate.
No,
for
it
sure.
doesn't. It doesn't always translate, and I don't know why. Don't know why. So, and our buddy Landon Moody filled in for us there on our team Chicken Bone Alley,
Yep.
and we
Should have been a good point. I don't.
we did. I actually got it right here. I sent it to our buddy Jackson McLaren there a little while ago. As of right now, Team Chicken Bone Alley is ahead of Team Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, 67-53. So it's not a
No, it's not
not a
huge jump, but it's a good start.
but we got a good start. Got a good
So
start.
that's what we got to do.
So we appreciate you, Landon, jumping in and filling in for us this past week. Getting a good finish out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you in the
Third,
top
third and fourth.
third and
Yeah.
fourth. Can't argue too much with
Nope.
that. And I guess we probably should have put the Talking Dirt podcast in there because their boys
Yeah.
come up there and
Maybe next year we're gonna have a three-way
finish.
battle.
Yeah, so I told them. I said we'll get that up there next time. And but man, their boys went up there and tried to stink it up for us. No, there was no stinking that one up. Other than I think caution stunk it up
Yeah,
more than anything.
that was the main thing.
But beyond that, they had some really, and that's what really stunk about it. Me and Ryan Williams were up in the booth. We're calling the race, and battle was getting good. They're side by side, 3 or 4 laps, and then all of a sudden, here's the caution. Man, that was getting
Getting
good.
close. Yeah.
I feel like
Hopefully this week will be.
there's going to be a
Yeah.
ton of side by side. I'm kind of scared about the side by side though.
I am too. I hope we can get in the mindset of
What's your
just race for a while.
just race for a
Just
while?
ride. Just
But what's your thought on it? Being that it's going to be, I think we're going to run 60 laps. That's the plan.
Okay.
60 laps or an hour. This is going to be a straight through race.
Yeah.
It's going to be green flag, and you run whatever to the checkers. What's your plan of attack there? Do you pull the old Toyota move and fall back and get you a drafting buddy and sit back until so many to go, or do you try to stick around up front? Being that we have one fast repair and we're gonna have one set of tires in the pits to change. I don't know how that's gonna come into play. I don't know what tire wear is gonna be there.
yeah. I don't know either. I know in the higher powered cars that is definitely a factor
Right.
there. But I think I'll try to stay attached to the lead pack, maybe the back of the lead pack. I don't know. I worry about getting caught up, but I also worry that when it's time to go, are you going to be able to make enough ground up? I mean, I feel like you're going to need some tracking position. I don't know that anybody's just going to storm back up through there. So it's going to have to be a balancing act. If you can't be too aggressive, but you can't just get lost and lose the draft and
Well,
be done.
Landon's been on there obviously practice racing already because he put a picture up on the group page today. Somebody won by like 4 thousandths
Yeah,
on there, run them, and
it's going to be tight.
he said tires aren't going to matter.
They're
So,
not.
that's fun racing, but that can get a little antsy.
Oh yeah, it'll get dicey, but maybe we can because we got another one too, don't we? We run Cup at Talladega later on.
We run Cup at Talladega. We also run Legend cars at Bristol.
I still don't know how that's going to work out after watching last week, but
I don't either.
we'll see. I think it'll be fun though. I think this is a good combo. It really is. You can bump draft and not, just
Cars aren't fast
instant
enough
spin
to
somebody.
really
Yeah, you can.
set them up.
Yeah, even if you do get them out of shape,
upset.
they usually can
Yeah.
corral it back. So that's good.
I think it'll be good. It's gonna be, whew, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a fun call from watching it from afar. I'll
Hopefully
put
we
it that
make
way.
a good show. I hope
Uh,
this time it's just a good show, just a good smooth race.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah.
hoping for.
I was actually surprised last week, and I guess because there was many times it seemed like we had even though there was a lot of cautions, it was like there's the yeah, that's what we're using, Landon. Just let everybody know. I done told our buddy John we are using the Charlotte fix setup, but one thing that will be different on it is it will be. I always start on full fuel. I don't know if that goes to full fuel. It may.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of them do. Some of them don't. Some of them put about half tank in there. So I don't know what that one is, but that is what we will start on is full fuel. So
Cool deal.
just so there's not any games there, we just leave that on full. So cool. I'm ready for it. It's exciting already. It's interesting as always.
Oh yeah. Be a fun race.
Fun race. But I'm pulling for my Team Chicken Bone Alley here. I think we got everybody tomorrow night.
Are we good?
As far as I know.
Full
As far
force.
as I know.
Hey, we have to
we got
team
Connor,
up.
We got Connor, John, and Devin in there. So
Sweet.
we're ready for it.
Oh yeah.
We're ready for it. So if you Bubbles About Broke guys are listening, coming for you. He told us to get our chickens in a row.
Well, man.
So I sent him a picture of.
They're in a row. They're
in a
ready.
row.
We've been ready.
Tell him don't be scared to show up this week.
Yeah, I know. He didn't even show up. He let his team down, and he's gonna try to talk trash. Come on.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. Also, want to thank our friends at SRI Performance, guys. They're your one-stop shop for all things racing. Like we talked about earlier, Pro Fab headers. Guess where you can get them? You can get them at SRI Performance. So it is that time of year. Like we're talking about, a lot of big races coming up here, fall spectaculars, the 400, pile of races coming up at every track. They all got a big race. The Thanksgiving, what is it called?
Which one?
The one at Southern National.
Oh yeah, the Turkey
Thanksgiving
Classic.
Classic. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. All that's coming up. And so I'm going to tell you guys now, and I think y'all probably already know it, but if you don't, whatever you say, I would like to do that to my car, you better do it because them other guys have already done it.
Oh, yeah.
And so you better get it done. And the best place to get those parts to get those things done is SRI Performance. Like I said, guys, they're your one-stop shop for all things racing. I don't care if that's nuts, bolts, abrasives. I don't care, whatever you need, all the performance parts, all your safety gear, everything. If it goes in a race car, it's at SRI Performance. So y'all head over to SRI Performance. Go to their website, www.sriperformance.com. Get that cart all filled up. Put in that promo code, as we tell you always, CBONE10. That C is in
Chicken.
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. Also, same deal, guys, over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. You gotta make them cars look good. So head over there and get all your metals you need. Your painted aluminum sheets. If you got to fix roll cages, I know some of them guys have had some rough wrecks this year.
Yeah.
I've seen some out there. If you got to fix frames, whatever you got to fix, y'all head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Get all the parts you need for that, and they'll be there. So we had some racing at Bristol this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And I ain't going to lie to you. I've watched highlights of everything. I did not get to watch a single race
Really?
because I was at Witten.
Well, maybe I can cover for you because I watched
Good,
almost
'cause
every race.
I was sitting there with it on my phone, but I was at a wedding and
Yeah.
stuff, so I'm just like, So I do want to I want to say they had a rough race, but our friends over there at Pinnacle, man, they're in the ARCA with Luke Fenhouse driving for them. Buddy Shane up on the box there. Man, they come up a little bit short. Had a bad day at track.
well,
Like had a blown tire.
Yeah, they somehow got messed up there
Yeah.
early in the race,
Yep.
which was rough.
And so, man, they end up finishing second in points. But man, startup year for that team. That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah.
Shane Huffman over there, man. He's always been a wheelman. He's always been a wheelman in late models. Then he moved up to Busch Series back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
and so now him over the team running ARCA, everything. He runs on our iRacing stuff with us sometimes. Super nice guy. We've had him on the show here, but just proud of him. I texted him after the race. I said, "Man, I know it was a rough day at the track, but super proud of you guys. That was a awesome season to be your couple wins. Man, you can't ask for much better than that. So congratulations to them for strong second place there. That was good. All right, what all racing we had? We had some truck racing.
Yep.
Going on, and what happened there, Connor?
Trying to think who won it now.
I can pull it up. I can pull it all up. Like I said,
your host was a host of our. I don't remember.
I think so.
No, it was Christian Eckes maybe. I don't even know. It was a good race though. I did like it. I don't remember what all happened in it, but it's a pretty good race. Trucks are always pretty cool there.
Corey Heim.
That's right. I mean, Tostivar and all those were up there. It was just a solid Bristol race from everything I saw. I enjoyed it.
It was Bristol always. They put on a good show, I think, for trucks. I don't know what it is.
Trucks are really good.
Trucks are always really good.
They were still hunting the bottom. Exactly. They weren't really up there any.
Exactly.
Most of them.
Exactly. So Corey Heim wins. I was trying to look here real fast because I'm always confused about the playoffs and all that stuff.
Yeah, you don't know who's in, who's out.
All right, that puts. Was that a cutoff race for them? No, that was not a cutoff race for them. Corey Heim looks like he's sitting first right now, obviously with a win. Christian Eckes, Carson Hocevar, Grant M. Finger. Yeah, and that's your top four as of right now.
I think DiBenedetto and somebody else got bumped.
They got bumped. DiBenedetto and Matt Crafton.
That's right.
On the bubble right now are outside looking in. Zane Smith, Ben Rhodes, Nicholas Sanchez, and Ty Majeski, who in the first round had a win.
And they caught him with the. Did you hear about all that?
Yeah, basically.
It was a bleeder valve.
Well, yeah, basically. They kind of modified a valve stem cap to make it a bleeder.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty.
Because I knew articles that I read that the teams were pretty much on to them the last couple of races because they just been IRP, Milwaukee, several of those tracks in a row there. They were just lights out fast.
Dale Jr. Had a strong opinion about it. He basically said that he thinks NASCAR should come to basically the teams. You'd have to do it at the first of the year, and say, look, if we catch you doing something like that, he said, doing something like that is equivalent to him of having a big motor. When you're messing with tires and motors, that's your biggest things. I don't know that I agree with it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the guys over on Door Bumper Clear were like calling for the tire man to be banned and all kind of crap. You all talk about how awesome it was when everybody was cheating and somebody gets caught. And
that's my thing. Is Junior is always talking about.
Yeah.
He's always talking about he likes the ingenuity of it, and all
agree.
of it is cheating. I mean, but. I don't know.
Well, I saw NASCAR came pretty down hard on them.
They did, but it didn't really affect their playoffs. Other than
that's a product of the playoff. It don't matter,
right?
If you drop them 200 points, if they won the race,
they won the race. Exactly. They didn't take the win away.
Yeah,
and the reason it didn't is because, and that's where he was getting at. They didn't take the win away because they didn't catch him that race. They caught him a race after.
Yeah.
So what he said, Junior said, was like, I personally think if you get caught. NASCAR should tell them just basically, all right, we're assuming you were doing that the whole year and take wins away. I'm like, you can't really do that. We had a situation, and we talked about it on here. We had a situation at Florence Motor Speedway this year. Same thing kind of happened, but it was on the motor end.
Yeah.
Somebody we know was running a cam wasn't right. At least we know. That's all we know. Cam wasn't right. But he won a pile of races over there. He was high in points over there. All right, do you go back the whole year and take it away from him? I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Every team cheats,
a
little bit. I don't understand saying you like it, and then saying that's especially for a truck team. You can't just kill these teams like that. These teams can't pay the fines
No.
as much as the Cup Series teams can.
No, not at
So I don't know. I think they got a little greedy on their end. I think I don't know. I might have tried it once or twice, and then after I'd smoked them, I'd probably went away because I think they were some of those teams are bound to find something.
Man, this is
on
what I've always said. Especially something like that. You don't try it in qualifying, and because there's no sense in qualifying.
Yeah,
You're not going to do any good in qualifying, and you don't try it on your last set of tires.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, middle of the race, tires thrown away, take them off of there when they come off, especially if it was a cap. No, is it right? No.
Much worse happened, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But if you're going to do it, you got to be smart about it.
Yeah. And that's part. I mean, everybody's trying to
you try to
gain an
get
advantage. I mean,
exactly.
think about it, they were coming down everybody for modifying the OEMs.
Oh, yeah.
First part of the next gen era. It's what you got to do. If you don't, you get left behind.
I mean, Denny Hamlin with tape.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got everybody on that. But yeah, that was interesting. But
Yeah, for sure.
see how he is now.
So anyway, we'll see how it goes from there. He's bottom of the barrel right now, but he's only 22 points out. Not a
You can
big
you can
overcome
that for sure.
there at all. Let's see. The
Xfinity was probably
that's what I was
my
fixing to
favorite
get to.
race of the week.
Xfinity race.
Xfinity always.
There-
I'd almost like to see the Cup guys just race Xfinity cars.
I
They
think
seem
they're
to
the
be
best
awesome.
cars right
They're just awesome.
I had a guy in the race named Dale Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of y'all heard of him, but he ran good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He put it up front there for a little while
I mean,
until his feet started smoking.
that was interesting. That was crazy.
I mean, was it something
I
in it
never
that
heard.
caught on fire?
I think it must have been something
That's what
up
I'm
against
assuming.
the transmission well,
The
kind of up
tunnel,
against against the driver's, obviously against his leg, but I didn't ever hear. I mean, there was smoke in the cockpit.
Oh, they
so
showed a picture of it, and it was full of smoke.
So you
in there.
seem to think something was actually on fire.
He was like,
in there.
I hope it's not my foot on fire. Hope it's not me on fire. Oh, it is me on fire. And I'm like, what else is on fire?
Yeah.
You know?
That was bad. I wanted to see him run it out.
Yeah, and because I think he'd have finished up front there.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, he left for part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't saying he would have won the race.
Don't know
but
what
he-
would have happened, but I
he
mean,
had an easy top
you'd
five
like to see
car.
it. Yeah.
I believe. So, but that's good that he can. I don't know. Is it good that the old Cup veteran comes back and jumps in the race?
I don't. I mean, well, if he owns the team, I don't see why not. I mean,
No, I
mean,
don't
it's
see
not
why
like.
not either. But I mean, I know a lot of people just like what they talked about when Kyle Busch went down there and done it.
Well, I don't think. I mean, the Xfinity Series is no slouch anymore. You don't see even
No.
Kyle and these guys. They don't come in and wax them like they used to. They might win, but it's not utter domination. You know.
Not at all.
Me and Dad said they want to sell out Bristol again. Just say Dale Jr. is going to run the Cup race.
That's all you got.
They ought to just pay him to run the Cup race.
He should. So Justin Allgaier ends up winning the race after all the other.
Well, he was actually a very, very bold strategy because they had a restart with like 50 to go.
Yeah.
And he came down and took tires from the lead and was like one of the only ones and drove back up through there and took the lead to win the race. So that
So
was
tires seem
really
to matter
impressive.
at Bristol this time.
It seemed to, yeah. But old who was that? Hemrick, one of the colleague cars, was really made it tough on him. So this was a good race. It was a good classic Bristol race.
Good. But all the other Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Junior Motorsports cars took each other out.
Yeah, I say 3 of them got caught up in one wreck.
One wreck.
They've done that several times this year.
Well, and that's how you know they got the same stuff because they're running at the same place on the track every time. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to watch. But Junior rode in the car there up the hill
Yeah.
with Justin. So let me go back to the points here. For those guys,
I think Klingerman had a bad night, which was unfortunate.
he did. He did had a bad.
That was a
night.
race that he definitely had a a shot to run good.
Let's see here. As of right now, Allgaier in the lead, obviously technically, I mean, he's got to win. John Hunter Nemechek sitting pretty. Cole Custer sitting pretty. Austin Hill fine. Chandler Smith plus 18. Daniel Hemrick plus 12. Sammy Smith plus 5. Sheldon Creed plus 4. Jeb Burton right now is below the cutoff line, -4. Sam Mayer -14. Parker Kligerman -22. Josh Berry -24.
One thing else from that race, you see the RCR, Creed spun out, not intentionally, but came up the track and took out Austin Hill pretty much.
Yeah.
Which was,
Creed.
and Austin Hill just mad, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And I don't want to make Austin Hill mad. Y'all see that punch he threw, was a couple years ago now? Man, that dude. Whew. But I don't know. I haven't made my mind up on Creed yet. It's like he's fast.
But it never shows.
It never shows.
result.
And then all of a sudden, something crazy happens with him all the time. Yeah, he was fast in trucks.
Oh yeah, he was really good at trucks.
I don't know. And I think I loved watching him in the stadium trucks or whatever they called them things. He was super good in them. I don't know. That's an interesting situation. I think Austin Hill. I personally think Austin Hill is going to be one that's tough. Going to be tough to beat here at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, he's been good all season.
But who knows? I'd love to see Justin Allgaier finally, be the car to beat and run out front.
Well, that's Xfinity,
he's
though.
tried it so many years, and there's been so many other junior motorsports cars that have done it in the past, and it's just like Allgaier is just always that first one out, bridesmaid every time. I feel like he's got potential.
Oh yeah, well,
to do it.
Xfinity though, you never know. You
never do.
So many good teams that can win.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on to the Cup race from this past Sunday or Saturday night. Denny Hamlin took the win. He was pretty stout.
Oh, he was good.
The race, yeah. Larson, still another top 2 finish. He has been on it in the playoffs.
Both of them. Every race so far.
Yeah. Christopher Bell 3rd, Busher 4th, Ty Gibbs 5th. Sorry. Ty Gibbs.
He looked good for a while. I mean,
yeah,
he led several laps.
He led and ran good. Michael McDowell, that was another one. Come up and run 6th. I was kind of surprised by that because a lot of people were like, I was listening to Door Bumper Clear, and they were kind of like, I don't think he's got it at Bristol. Don't think he's got it
That's
at
the places he usually does have it.
I know. And he come up and has a good night. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to really help.
Yeah, it was, I think a late restart, maybe.
Yeah.
But once it ran, it got spread out, ran to the end there.
Let's look at the points here.
No, it eliminated.
That eliminated
Logano, Harvick.
Yep.
Who else?
Stenhouse. And
it wasn't Truex, was it?
No, it was Michael McDowell.
That's right.
Yep, Michael McDowell. It eliminated those guys, which I really hated for Harvick. I really did.
Yeah.
But he's been off all year. The whole team has been off all year.
Darlington really, really hurts now.
Yeah.
That
Darlington stings even worse now because that was a
nobody
race.
had a shot.
I think he could have won it.
I mean, you never know.
He was there.
Yeah.
He was there. He could have easily had top 3.
I mean, even so, that's the point. It's a pretty big point.
That's what I was going to say. He could easily had top 3 day, and that would have put him right in there. Yeah. So hate that for them guys. Stenhouse, I assumed that was going to happen. He hadn't done anything since Daytona.
Yeah. Logano was kind of
Logano was a surprise to me.
Really,
last year's champion.
Not all of his fault. I think he got caught up in a wreck.
He did. He got caught up in Corey LaJoie. Got spun down the straightaway and back straight into his left rear.
Yeah.
just destroyed the left rear of the
But
car.
that's the playoff format.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to have two good other races
Oh, yeah.
to make sure one bad night doesn't take you out, especially in that first couple rounds.
Right.
It happens. Bubba moves on to the round of 12. Somehow he is.
Yep, unfortunately.
Not Connor's favorite. Bubba's
Yeah.
not Connor's favorite.
I don't care. He's did good though.
I just
And he-
I don't. Oh, I'm like, I'll tell you straight up. I'm just like, people can say whatever they want to, but I don't like him for the same reason as of right now. I'm not a Chase Elliott fan. I just don't like their attitude.
Yeah.
Even when he, advances on to another round, his little shh thing, like he's quieting the haters. I mean, just
Come on,
just
drive.
drive.
Like,
Be happy. If
I
you
used
get
to
out of the
like
car and be happy, I mean, be like, yeah, guys, we made it. Yeah, good work.
Well, you did.
Yeah, great. Okay, good. I'm
That way it
good
just
with that.
seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder. just
Yeah,
trying to
he
be
feels like he's got to prove
trying
something.
to do something. I mean, it's
And yeah, I get it. Every race car driver feels like they got to prove something, but I promise you, not everybody just
nobody just hates you for no reason.
for
you
no
know?
reason. If they do, then that's their own problem. I mean, but the majority of these people that you're thinking of like that, they do not hate you for no reason. So whatever. William Byron right now, it puts him back in the points lead. Martin Truex Jr. squeaks by
Mhm.
somehow.
Yeah.
That's
That's what
he was
at least the
real
regular
close.
season does help you out. I
It
feel
helped
like
him out because he had
3 terrible races.
3 bad races. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher. Yeah, that's right. Kyle Busch looking like he's in 6th right now, +8 with the cut line. So that's pretty close moving into these rounds. Seabell, Tyler Reddick is 8th right now. Puts him on that line. Ross Chastain is just below, -3. Keselowski's -3. Ryan Blaney -6. Bubba's in a pretty deep hole already. He's -14.
But then the 2 of the races here are Charlotte and the Charlotte Roval and Talladega. So
I'm happy to see Chris Buescher.
I think he's
Sitting
going to
good
be
in it.
strong. He was strong again Saturday night.
Yeah. So, speaking of, he ran pretty good. I think he had a 4th place finish.
He was in top 5, so yeah.
Well, I had him,
Cool deal.
so I managed to win that one.
That's your win.
Got me a win. So that put us all 3 a win in the first round of the playoffs there. Isn't that right?
Yeah, because I won
Yep.
with Reddick.
Yep. You had
At
Harvick this week, which was
Terrible
a
pick.
bad move. But I was with
mean,
you
it's
on it. I
hard-
was
it's
with you
hard.
on it. I thought it was coming.
Yeah.
Sterling had Keselowski, who had a decent run also.
Yep.
Kind
Kind of quiet.
of quiet, but it was a decent run. So I won. Sterling finished 2nd this week. You finished 3rd. But as of right now, Sterling's still in the points lead with 12 points. I'm in 2nd with 9 points. Connor has 6 points. We got some making up.
Oh
to
yeah.
do, Connor.
We got to. This is where we got to turn it on. Right? No more.
But it can happen.
Oh yeah, it's still possible.
Sterling did it at the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
So it's still possible. So you get to go first this week. I don't know who Sterling wants right now, so I'm gonna
Okay.
have to
Well,
kind of.
I'm
I'm gonna pick somebody, but if he wants them, I'm gonna have to
switch it around.
let him have them.
10-4. I'm gonna go with. He hasn't been doing great lately.
Going to Texas.
Texas. That's right.
Texas.
But everywhere Tyler Reddick ran good last year, Kyle's run good this year. And Tyler Reddick won Texas last year. And so I'm thinking staying with the trend. It seems like they have the tracks that they're just good at, and the tracks they're just not good at. So I'm hoping that stays true. But hopefully Kyle can run. Hopefully RCR can bring a good showing. So I think I'm gonna go Kyle Busch this
We're
week.
gonna take his boy KB
Damn,
Kyle Busch.
I think it's been rough lately though. So that's the only thing that concerns me.
Okay. I feel like Fords haven't shown me much lately, other than Busher and Keselowski. I feel like it's time for Brad to come up there and show something.
Yep.
In mile and a halfs, they've been actually
Oh yeah, they've been pretty good. They've been
pretty good.
on the team. They've been pretty good everywhere.
Pretty good there. So yeah, so I'm gonna put Keselowski in this week,
Deal.
and we'll have to get Sterling when he gets back.
Sounds
Like I said, if he wants Keselowski, I have to change mine, but he's got he can't take Keselowski, so that works anyway.
There you go. Good pick.
So he's already used him. So I'm gonna take Keselowski this week, and we'll get his when he gets back from his honeymoon. Everybody, I want to thank our friends over at MPM McAllister's Precision Marketing. Y'all head over to MPM, www.marketwithmpm.com. Talk with Tanya over there. Guys, especially you young folk in the racing world, if you were looking to advance your career, if you're looking to move on, move up, and just be a face that everybody knows, you have to be with a great marketing partner. And MPM is one of the top-notch, best marketing partners that you could ever have. So head over to, like I said, marketwithmpm.com. Just see everything there that they can help you with. Put you in front of the faces that you need to be in front of. Digital marketing, just so much stuff. So y'all head over to Talk with Tanya at MPM, and she'll hook you up. Tell her we sent you. Also, Dixie Made, guys. Dixie Made. They're your stop here in Florence, South Carolina, for your great Southern apparel, Southern fried cotton, Drake waterfowl. Guys, it's cooling down, Colin.
Oh yeah.
I will say we got air conditioner in here this week.
The 1 week we might could have gone without it.
The 1 week could have gone without.
But it's good.
But we got it in
Oh,
here.
it feels
we got it
comfortable.
in here
Cool deal.
and didn't even change it. Just just did that old master reset over
Oh
there.
really?
That's all we had to do. That's all we had to do.
Cool.
But I thought we tried that. But anyway, it's cooling down, guys. You need some jackets. It's gonna be time for it, and we know these young folk love the Drake jacket stuff. You got any? You got any Drake?
I don't have a lot of that, but I see a lot of it.
I think so. I see a lot of. I don't have one either, but I might have to go get me one.
Yep.
I don't know.
Maybe we have to go back.
Everybody's got them, so they must be great. So I'm gonna head over to Dixie Made and check one out myself. So y'all, if you're here in the Florence area, head over here right beside the flea market. Check out Dixie Made. Online, look at them on their Facebook, their Instagram, all that good stuff. Go check them out. So we got Texas coming up this week, as we said. What you thinking about it? I know we talked about
Texas is just not a good track anymore.
I don't
They've ruined it.
I don't
They've
like
killed it. They can go wide open through 1 and 2, and just
I thought what they were going to
3
do
and 4 is
help them.
okay, but there's one line. There's nowhere to go outside of that. So
I see it.
it's whoever gets out front. It's
It's horrible.
yeah.
I'm not looking.
Probably the 1 mile and a half though next gen, which I don't think it's just next gen. I don't think any car will run good at.
It's no fun even on iRacing.
I don't even own it.
I ain't running it. I ain't buying it.
Nope.
Not till they change it. I ain't buying it.
I don't like it. I don't know. It's very, very
What do you
bad re-profiling, or whatever they called it.
What should they do with it?
Bulldoze it and start over. I don't know.
Dang.
I mean, really, I don't.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'll
But
ask
I
you
mean,
the
really,
same thing.
but really, I mean, you go down to 1 and 2. So they advertise it as it was so wide you can't run anywhere but the bottom.
Well, I'll ask you the same question that Marcus Smith asked Dale Earnhardt Jr. just been a year or two ago. He said, all right. He said, if you could fix the track, he said, but you have to leave it inside the same footprint, what do you do to it? He said that's their biggest thing. He said because it costs
Yeah,
so
obviously,
much.
I know you
to-
can't start over. You really
to-
you have
to-
to keep it.
The whole infrastructure around the stands and everything, you just can't really change that. I mean, you can, but geez, nowadays
You don't want.
you're
You
looking
just
at,
can't do it.
looking at $1 billion to
Yeah.
change all that. I mean, I don't know, but
I don't know.
what do you do? I mean,
I'm trying to think of something that would still give it some uniqueness to it. You know, I don't. I don't particularly like cookie cutter tracks, but they seem to race better now than they ever
You
have.
make it another Atlanta.
I don't want another Atlanta.
I don't want another Atlanta.
I feel like that's what I'm afraid they're going to do once they see Atlanta
Me
start
too.
to doing Atlanta having some success.
Now, in saying that, I think Atlanta. I know this race here this year, the second race. They were having to lift a lot more.
They were, but it's still. I don't know.
And I'm wondering. I'm just
I
wondering
just don't want
if
to see
another
any more of 'em.
couple years on that asphalt, if it will get back to.
It'll get back to it. But I don't want any more
I don't
restrictor
want it
plates or taper spacers or anything. I don't. I feel like we have enough for that, and I enjoy Atlanta, but I don't want to see it anymore. I'd like for it to be the All Star race instead of having 2 points races, but I don't know. I don't know how you fix the track. I think progressive banking really kills a lot of these tracks. That doesn't, or at least it doesn't help.
You're right. You're right. I don't know.
It's
I
hard
don't
to
know.
say.
It's hard to say.
They got to do something though.
I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
I don't know the answer.
I'd say like make it like Charlotte, but that was the biggest gripe. Was it looked the same, as
it
Charlotte,
was.
Atlanta.
Well, their biggest thing was they talked about, we had to fix the weepers in it. We had to do that. And I'm like, well, you didn't have to reprofile the whole track. I feel like you could have fixed that without that.
It was. I think it was an attempt to make racing better and just fell flat on his face.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see here next. I feel like there's been enough negative about it. They know they have,
They're
to,
gonna
do
have to do
something about it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for. I was talking to my dad. Actually said something about it. I said, we want to go to another race, but I'm like, I gotta wait on the schedule to come out. They haven't even brought the schedule
it's crazy.
out yet.
They have no schedule.
We're 3 races into the playoffs and don't have a schedule for next year.
Which could be a good thing. Maybe they're working on some good stuff.
Well, they're still trying to figure out what to do in California, I hear. I will
wish
say,
they were an auto club again.
yeah, no.
It's just so asphalt's so bad now.
Yeah, but they're still up in the air whether they're going to shorten that track or what. News came out this past weekend. Bristol will not have dirt on it. What's your
it's
thoughts
good.
on that?
I mean, I think it's a good thing that the logistics don't make sense. I thought the last race there was actually the best of the Bristol races on dirt. I thought it was actually pretty entertaining to watch. The logistics never made sense to me.
The logistics don't make sense. I
applaud them for trying it.
Oh
But
yeah,
it ran its course, and it's time to.
for sure. It was me and Sterling were able to go to it when they first put dirt back on it. They put it on in 2000, and ran it for the World Outlaws back then, and I think they ran sprint cars on it too. But so they done that 1 year, didn't do it again until 2021.
Yeah.
And me and Sterling were able to go up there. First week they had it on there with XR, doing the whole deal with super late models. I got to be down on the track. I walked up on the track and everything. And I'm gonna tell you what, that was insane.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was fun looking racing. There was a lot of good. But the biggest negatives was about that. And I heard this. I talked to motor builders, talked to car, talked to owners, talked to drivers. If you're racing, running, great. Crate motors could not hold that RPM like they were.
Yeah, I mean it's not made.
And they were blowing them left and right.
I understand that. I understand that part.
The supers, stuff like that. It was great as far as you running, but if something happened,
You're gonna hit
you
hard.
destroyed a car. I mean, destroyed it. And it happened to quite a few.
Honestly,
of them
they're racing hard.
there. And so this year, they were there for 2 years. World Outlaw was there for 2 years. The XR stuff was there for 2 years. But this year, Steel Block Bandits went back, and they were the only ones that went back to run it.
I'm sure all the big name
them and-
series have their own tracks to run. They don't.
Well, they
really-
do, and they like
they
that,
don't need
but,
much more exposure.
But I think I think the drivers were just.
The same.
It was cool to have it there. It was just, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It
for
would.
sure.
It wasn't worth, putting your equipment through that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I liked it, but I hope there is a dirt track on the Cup schedule. A lot of people's like, oh, we don't need to be Cup racing on dirt. I don't. I think if you're gonna be good, if you're gonna be a champion in the NASCAR series, you need to be good at everything. Personally,
I'm okay with one.
yeah.
I wish they'd bring Eldor back for the trucks. That to me was awesome. I love Eldor at the truck.
I'm wondering if they kind of cut a deal because Eldor's got that's probably the biggest area for a Cup that could have how close to house a Cup race.
Yeah.
They got enough pits there. They could make a round inside there and make that work out. There, Knoxville's really it. That's kind of. I mean, there's a lot of other tracks that the track would be great, but
everything else you got to have
everything
hotels and everything.
yeah, it's just infrastructure. Which Eldor is terrible for.
That's
That's what a lot of people don't realize.
about.
Eldor is terrible. You got to drive an hour before you get any hotel.
Yeah.
But there's tons of camping. That's what everybody does there. There's tons of camping. So I don't know. I just hope there is a.
How they get the short track package figured out before they go back.
Yeah, I definitely do too.
Yeah, they got to.
That's horrible. Sad piece of news. From after this weekend, Martin Truex Jr.'s longtime girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, Sherry Pollux, lost her battle with cancer after I think like 9 years or something.
Had gone and come back and everything.
Right. So praying for that family. She had a big impact.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of her childhood cancer, she helped Martin Truex Jr. start the Martin Truex Jr. Foundation. They had the catwalk for her cause. That was her whole thing, and so praying for that family. I don't know if I want to even give this time on here, but I'm gonna say it real quick. Did you happen to see what Danica Patrick did today?
I did. I saw it.
That was the most classless thing I've ever seen in my life. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on Instagram. Martin Truex Jr. put out a statement about it. You know, just saying he's praying for her family, whatever. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if his PR people did it. I don't have a clue who did it. But somebody put out a statement, and it wasn't bad.
It was just there.
It was a statement, right? And regardless, I know Martin knows her family. He probably talked to them, I would assume. I don't know. I'm not in the situation.
Yeah, you don't have to put everything out.
Right. And so regardless, and Danica Patrick goes on there, screenshots his statement, and writes her own little thing over it, talking about was definitely written by a PR person, and it's why she ever liked Martin. And I'm like, this is a horrible time. Well, if you think that, fine. Yeah. But why are you putting this out there? You don't have to put everything you think. No one asked you. Quit trying to be relevant.
Trying to stay relevant. Yep, that's exactly it.
So, I don't know if I even like giving her time, but that was the most classless thing I've ever seen. Yeah. It was terrible timing.
Yeah.
Terrible timing.
It is stupid. I mean, really.
Yeah. Horrible.
Gain nothing.
Nothing. That's my thing. It's nothing. There was zero to gain there. Why don't you, if you felt that bad about it, call him and tell him.
Yeah. I mean, some people just aren't. I think from what I know, Martin's not as involved, social media wise. And even if he was, he does not obligated to
what's crazy
say everything he wants to.
I'm not a social media person, but I'm on it for the podcast and stuff. So that's literally, you probably see it. Or if you do, I know you're not on Facebook necessarily. You got your racing page on there, but you're on Instagram and stuff like that. But my personal page and stuff like that, I don't put a lot of my thoughts on there. I put news that's coming through on our Chicken Bone Alley page. Exactly. So I don't know. I'm the same way, but I'm just like, why do you feel the need to feel relevant? I don't know. So praying for Sherry Pollux's family. We've had a long show tonight. Real quick, guys, want to thank RevMax Racing. If you were looking in the market for a suit, gloves, all that safety equipment, RevMax Racing is your place to go. Got my suit in. Wore it in the car last week. It was great. Zero complaints about it. Love it. Design was awesome. Taylor is a she does a great job designing all the you give her your logos you want and kind of tell her. I told her, I said, you go for it. And she come back with some ideas, bounced them off of me, and I told her my thoughts on them, and she come back with what I like. I personally I like the we went with the autism puzzle pieces on the cuffs on legs and arms, and it's really cool, really cool. I like it. So if you're in the market for a suit, guys, hit up Rev Max Racing, and they'll set you up. Talked about them earlier, but Fresh Chef guys, if you are in the area that there's any Fresh Chef, I know Mooresville, Cornelius, there's quite a few more up there in Race City, USA, as they call it, right around there. Head over to Fresh Chef, guys. Some of the best food you will ever eat. It's good stuff, really good. So head over to Fresh Chef. Great time. If you into the thing, they got a nice bar set up in there. Just sit there and watch the game, regardless. If you want to do that, there's plenty of games on. So head over to Fresh Chef. Get you some good food. They help us out on here and with our iRacing league, and it's cool stuff. Sweet. Did you watch any of the race from Florence this past weekend?
I did watch some of it. Yeah. Pretty good crowd. Looked like
The good
car
crowd.
counts and all. So that was good.
Saw Casey Kelly won.
Yep. Late
won
model.
late models. Cody won trucks. Cody Kelly. I'm trying to think who else won. There was a bunch of new names there and like legends and stuff. I saw.
Yeah. I saw Brody Gunter won it.
Yeah, Brody Gunter. He won. Has he been there before?
He was there the night that we got in the pile up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a part of it.
Oh, he was in that.
He was.
Your car came back faster.
He was definitely in it. He's a major.
Matt Briggs won mini stock.
Everett Lucas won the
Avery
Charger.
Lucas won Charger.
Bobby Tumbleton won street stock.
Oh, he won street stock.
Yep.
He's out there with street stock.
Good class of street stocks.
Nice.
About 9 of them, and Tim,
got his old-
Ricky, Gary Ledbetter Jr.
Ah,
It's a pretty stout class.
cool. That was championship night. I know our buddy Matt Cox took home the championship for late models.
Mm-hmm.
Cody, I think, took home championship for trucks. I want to say Matt Briggs might have
I believe he
won.
did.
Won the 4 cylinders again. Who took home legends?
I think Brochu got it.
Did Brochu get
I
it?
believe so.
I didn't know if him or Alex got it.
I think Brochu got it.
Gotcha.
Not 100% sure, but I think that's
Gotcha.
what I saw.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, no racing for us this weekend,
Nope.
but there is.
Me and Dad might try to head up to Martinsville.
Oh, yeah, head up
watch
to
that.
Martinsville.
We'll try if he can get off work. Been a couple
Nice.
of years since I've been, but that's
I've never been up there for that.
You've
race.
never been.
I keep saying
you
I'll
got to
go.
I've been about 3 times, and man,
I got another wedding to do
it's
this
awesome.
weekend.
Yeah. You see some big wrecks, and you see some.
Oh yeah.
Remember one year
And I've said many years I want to go. So
got to go. One year, Tommy Loomis Jr. when he was still racing a lot, came out of 4 last lap and just killed the inside wall.
Ooh.
I mean, it was one of those hits you could hear. You see, I'm telling you, it's definitely. You need to watch it if you can't be there. It's great race.
I'm definitely gonna try to sit over here on the
Yeah.
at this wedding. No, actually, the wedding actually gets done pretty early
That's
by their schedule. So
Well, they race at night now, so that's
yeah.
the heat race is actually the most exciting part. Usually,
Yeah.
heat race and last chance race.
I know Matt Cox is going to run, and Sam Yarborough is going to run.
Every late model name you can.
That's what I was
think
fixing to
of.
say.
Yeah, there.
There's a lot of guys from our area run our late model stops around here, just going, I think, to try it out.
Yep.
So best of luck to all them guys, especially all our locals. There's a lot of other ones too, but I did see. Just saying, there was, and I don't know why this is. Whether it might just be, I don't see how he could necessarily. I don't think it's for this weekend. I don't think. But Butler Racing Seats put up a picture today on their Facebook page of putting together a seat, and in the seat of it, they had Earnhardt Jr. wrote in it. I'm like, that would be a cool race.
That'd be cool, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to make that
I
one.
don't think he is either, unless he somehow got out of the Xfinity broadcast.
Well, I think he's racing Homestead, so there's not a couple weeks till he races Xfinity again. But
Yeah.
I don't think logistics work on that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's one I would love to see him go and run one day. Just people coming down. I'd love to see Kevin Harvick go run it. He ought to have time next year.
Yeah.
Would love to see Josh Berry back in it, but that's not going to happen for a little while.
I'm okay. I was there the night he led every single lap. Man,
it's like, all right, you've done enough here.
Yeah.
Cool. Reckon that's about it.
Yep.
What else?
That should do it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back. Florence is racing though Saturday night. Did they cancel that? Didn't they?
I don't think they are.
They're not because they had a Cars
Yeah.
Pro Late Model race schedule, but that's right. They're not. They end up changing the date on that or canceling that. I'm sorry. That was looking at the sheet that I've had all year. But then we'll be back at Dillon Motor Speedway on the 30th.
Yes, sir.
Be over there trying to run some more. See what we can do.
10-4.
All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Sure appreciate Robert Powell coming back on, sharing the rest of his story with us, and love to get him back on here some more and talk some more about it one day. Also, James Murphy, appreciate him coming on and talking about his win in the Chicken Bone Alley Fall Spectacular presented by Fresh Chef. And round one, like I said, will be round two is Atlanta Street Stocks Tuesday night. Race starts 9 o'clock. So, Connor, be ready.
Will be.
All right, guys. We sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us and appreciate all our support, all our sponsors. We've talked about all of them, so appreciate all of them. But we will see y'all next time.
See ya.
Alrighty, Facebook and YouTube crowd. Appreciate y'all coming on and having so many comments tonight. Definitely love interacting with y'all a little bit and being able to ask questions straight to our guests that's on here. It's really cool. Sorry if I can't always get all of them, but I love seeing your comments on it for sure to talk about what went on.
Yep.
And like going back to hear some of these through the through the van incident there. That's funny. It was terrible at the time.
Yeah.
But looking back, years later, it's funny just what all happened there. But so appreciate everybody hanging out. Like I said, commenting and checking us out and listening to us and all that fun stuff. So anyway, guys, all right, see y'all next time.
See ya.